Welcome to the WoodsTalk podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the WoodsTalk podcast. It's episode 50, which is fucking mad. So I decided I was going to bring on a special guest for this milestone episode because I was thinking, you know, who's been supportive of the podcast from the very start, who's the love of my life. And unfortunately, Dave Elliott was busy. So I thought I'll just get the wife on instead. Yeah. So thanks for being a backup to Dave, basically. He loved that.
Thanks. If I'm going to back up to anybody, Dave, know.
Dave is the ultimate bear. Do you think Ruth was saying that in one of the previous Woodstock episodes? She was like, the ultimate bear is Dave.
I could see Dave as a bear. Dave
sure.
would do well, yeah.
Dave would clean up
He
as
would.
a bear. Yeah, so shout out to Dave Elliott and his bear qualities. So this is your first time on any podcast, but you're on mine. And say we're celebrating episode 50. And we thought we would go stylish, didn't we? Because
go fancy.
Very, very swag. So what we did was, it's actually sad, by the way, that we bought this for me finishing Couch to 5k.
Yeah.
And we didn't finish it. Do you reckon that's a sign of age now for drinking, where you don't drink everything that you buy?
Yeah, you have like one or two and leave it at that.
You're like, that'll do me.
Yeah.
You're just like, I might just go to bed now.
Have you been to that point? You've had enough?
Yeah, I think actually just knowing that you've had enough is a sign of age.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're just like, I just want to sleep now.
Yeah, instead of give me that diesel.
Yeah, because like...
Another good.
Yeah, because sometimes I just think I might just have the drink so it'll make me sleepy. The way sometimes you're like, I have trouble sleeping these days. I might just have like 2 tins of harp that's been left over from house parties and then just get stuck into them and I'll snooze like a baby.
Yeah, or a wee day drink. A wee day drink always does the job.
You see, the day drink is... You're useless at day drinking, by the way. No one's any good at it, but we don't even know what you can drink anymore because everything just makes you vom.
Yeah, really badly.
Yeah. Shout out to Malmaison Hotel for my birthday brunch this year, bottomless Prosecco.
Bottomless Prosecco.
And you had to go to your bed after. I had to stick her to bed on my birthday. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, we'd say. You were in bad, Nick, yeah. But again, maybe the Prosecco was off. Or maybe it's the
Let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with Prosecco as well.
See, we didn't check the sell-by date on it.
We didn't. That was a mistake.
We didn't check the date on any of the 3 bottles that you drank. So we are celebrating, and here's what we got. We got this leftover from my Couch to 5k celebration. So I did talk about the fact that we had bought this. So shout out to Bootleggers here in Belfast. This is the Bootleggers Lurgan Champagne, which is made in-house, I believe. And we thought we would go fancy. So it's a Lurgan Champagne. I'm wearing a Bonables t-shirt. So this is a Lurgan.
Celebration of Lurgan.
Yeah, this is a Lurgan themed podcast now. So will we do heroin as a finale? Most likely. But then cheers, everybody. This is what we got, a wee fancy flutes. This is Lurgan Champagne with, what's in it?
Soda water, and you top it up with soda water and ice cubes.
Lovely.
Okay,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, boy.
See.
Oh, that is nice, hey, the soda water.
It is good, Alex.
Because we didn't drink it with anything.
Just
previously.
Standard, yeah.
It wasn't until we sort of were putting them back in the fridge and they're like, oh, it's recommended to have a touch of soda water and a bit of ice in it, and we didn't either of those things.
No.
And drank it
straight.
Just drank it neat. Is it neat or straight?
Neat is when you have it without anything, isn't it? Like, no, that's straight, and then neat is it with ice cubes.
Is it?
I don't know.
That is the question. You reckon we would know this, but again, we're not really seasoned drinkers anymore, as much as we hate to admit it.
Yeah.
The drinking is fallen by the wayside. Now we're both 30. I mean,
we're past it now. We're just done.
Considering where we grew up, we're lucky to make it this far, really, aren't we?
Yeah. I think we're pretty much middle aged at this point.
Oh, don't chat. Like I'm blocked. Sip of that, and I am full. And it's weird because obviously this is episode 50 now. Do you remember when I did the very first episode of WoodsTalk?
I do.
10 years ago.
And how does it feel to be on number 50 already?
It's the best thing that's happened to me in the last couple of years, to be honest. Out of all the things that
all the things.
All the things. Because how long are we married now?
9 months, I'm gonna say.
9 months. Could have had a wean by now, but sure, your attitude, shite. Nothing like you have to explain. You know, I have a feeling most of the Woodtown clan have a semblance of your vibe just from me talking about you on this podcast. But I think if we're going to talk about Michelle, my mum-in-law, your mammy, it only has to come from you. You know what I mean? Because she has been reasonably vocal that she'd like to be a granny, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's pretty much, I think from the minute the day after we got married, I'm surprised she wasn't like knocking on the door being like, so
yeah, just be like, here,
grandbabies. You know,
all these documents about ovulating. So Lisa, what's the crack? What? Come on, chop.
wheel arms on the phone and all fun, yeah.
Rory, get up them stairs. Run up the. We've sort of taken advantage of the fact that Michelle has been quite vocal in her desire to be a granny, because one thing we've enjoyed now for at least 7 years, I want to say, is just making up horrendous names to freak her out, just to see if she'll actually, because she is so keen to be a granny. Sometimes you think we actually get away with this because it's just the principle going, well, at least I'll have a grandchild, even if it is called this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nokia.
Yeah, we Nokia.
We Nokia with.
Nokia with. I think like, what was the first time was in Cafe Fresco in Strabane, which is still there. I don't know if it's you know. And your mum's generally quite vocal anyway if she finds something she disagrees with. So we were having, I think it was for her birthday too, so that shows how much fucking dickheads we are. On her birthday, we'll still continue this game of saying that we're going to call our child blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And this is one of definitely the earlier times that we had done it, and we said, you know, when we have a child, we're hoping that it's a boy, and we're going to call it
Billy Ray.
Billy Ray. You know what I mean? And in the middle of Cafe Fresco, and this was when it was popular too, she did the various things from Michelle, which was like, what? You know, and hopefully it'd break your ears for our listeners ever. What? Excuse me. What? It's just
That's pretty much it, spot on.
You know, but technically, my granddad on the Woods side was called William, and Raymond's a perfectly respectable name. So if you just go William Raymond,
Shorten it down.
Shorten it down to Billy Ray.
Yeah. Wee Billy Ray.
Wee Billy Ray Woods. And if you had heard that there was someone in the Tyrone area called Billy Ray Woods, does it sound like someone who would like sell you something that he got on holiday?
Yeah. Do you remember the time we tried to make up a name though? We got drunk.
Didn't
try to decide what name we would choose.
And I can't remember what did we actually end up with, because I forget the process, because this was the same night that we got steaming and did our wedding table plan.
We did.
And then also decided on the names of our kids. So we were thinking,
all in one night. We were doing well.
One night, and then again that was only about like half a pins each, and we were off our head. But what was the name we landed on? It was something ridiculous.
Like J something, not actual J, but it began with J and another J and then something else. It was like a 5-barrel name or something.
Yeah, it was like John Joseph. We tried to basically come up with like the name based on like family members that have like past family members or whatever, and it just sounded like an aspiring tinker. Really, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was like John Joe, Stevie Declan Woods. You know what I mean?
What? I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a game that we've been playing for a while. But Billy Ray was still the. I actually honestly think to the point that if we said something like, we're calling our daughter Syphilis, and she'd be like, well, you know, each to their own.
It's better than Nokia.
Yeah. Where did you pull Nokia from? There's Nokia and there's wee brother Sony Ericsson.
Yeah. So
And did you ever have a Nokia?
I did. Who didn't have a Nokia?
Exactly. I wonder if, because you always had maybe one person in your estate or school or something that had that really weird like Japanese one.
Yeah.
Or
like flip phones, the weird when everyone else had the one that was like a brick. You know, the one that
is Nokia Japanese? Sounds it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Toyota Nokia. But there was always one that like, what was it? Alcatel. Do you remember that? There was a brand of phone called Alcatel, and there was always just one guy that was just like you know, like that thing, these parents that will get you what everybody else is getting, but they won't get you what you have in mind.
Yeah, they'll get you like, yeah, oh, can I have a phone? But it'll always be like, yeah. Or like, if they get you a bike, it's like, you know,
it's just one of those, the one with a really big wheel and the really small one. Wee penny farthing.
Penny farthing.
Going to school trying to do your paper round and just. Because I remember like it's kind of like if you had parents that were like, well, apparently Toy Story is really big now with the kids, and everybody would get like a Buzz Lightyear or a Woody, and you would get like, you know, like the hippo. Or no, not even that. I just one of the sheep. Not even Bo Peep as well. Just a wee sheep.
Yeah, you never get the thing that you're looking for.
Yeah,
it's like
it's you do get, technically you get what you ask for, but it's never what you have in mind. So you're like, I wouldn't mind if.
See, that's where I made sure when, like, you know, when it came to like Christmas lists and stuff, I pretty much had it like left out, just Argos open on the page was like it's circled, just, you know, no room for error. Just
it would not be like you to be demanding. You know,
just making sure, you know.
But I think like, you know, I remember seeing like remember when skateboards was a thing. We grew up in that vibe. Remember where skateboards and like new metal was big, so you were like listening to Sum 41 and Stained and Limp Bizkit, and everybody had the chain
and the baggy trousers,
big baggy, and I had the NY cap that Fred Durst always had, and you used to have like a corn hoodie or some shit, and you used to have all these lads getting like the legit-ish skateboards, sort of thinner ones that look badass, and you'd have one where like my parents got me one, but it's like a big He-Man, big massive one. Do you remember those? And I had like the plastic thing.
You could like lay down on it.
Yeah, and you're just like, you could sleep in that and just fucking. I remember that shit. I feel good though, looking back, that we grew up in some sort of discernible time for good music.
Definitely.
For sure. Like, I mean, new metal, people laugh at it, but at least it was something, and it lasted a good few years. It's not like dubstep was like 6 weeks, and then there was a wee touch of like emo was a thing for maybe about a year.
Emo was a big thing, wasn't it? Though it was like.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was emo a big thing, or was it just My Chemical Romance? Or like were they really flying the flag for that? And then there was like Panic and Fall Out Boy, but they sort of moved away from that, didn't they?
Yeah, they moved away at the end. But yeah, My Chemical Romance were probably a big one for like anybody who was into that sort of thing. It was always My Chemical Romance that they were mad about. Wasn't my cup of tea. You quite liked them,
MCR,
did you?
Yeah. I grew to like them. I did. But I think sometimes. Do you ever think that you don't dislike the band, you just dislike their fans?
I know what you mean. Yeah. Is it like a?
Because you remember, like, and here's a statement, but in terms of like alternative music, the Black Parade was like is the only album really that nearly got to like American Idiot level of popularity. I remember everyone had like the black shirt and a red tie. Everyone had American Idiot
gear,
like apparel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Black Parade is the closest album that became like a phenomenon. Like that was a huge record for them. But again, it was just when I think back to like people who by the way now when you see them these days are like either uber chavvy or like super indie, where they're like almost like embarrassed that they listen to that music, because I remember at the time they were like MCR forever, and I remember Aiden and him and Trivium and stuff like that there, and then now they're like super like Millies.
Yeah.
We were just going like a Timmy Trumpet.
Complete transformation. Yeah.
And you're like, you either listen to it or for life, or you just don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just because you don't have to dress like fucking Jared Way, but you still have to appreciate that this is what you're into. I don't understand that. People end up completely just not listening to the same music.
Yeah, I think part of like for a lot of people is the stuff they listen to is like the groups of people they become friends with, and then that they carry, you know, and the things they do, and it influences a lot of that. So, and I would listen to a lot of stuff, you know, back when I was younger that I would have listened to. Maybe not as much, and maybe I don't follow like the clothes trends and stuff like you were talking about, but I think it's definitely something you have to appreciate. You know, you've got your music taste from somewhere, and you know, you get into one, maybe you might be into like rock music, and that can carry on to blues music, or you know, so they kind of grow.
Yeah. I can understand like your musical taste will develop and branch out, but for people to just completely 180 and go, well, I used to be a metalhead, and then within a year I just started listening to like trance or something like that, or just exclusively Dead Mouse. Yeah. And you're going, so you don't like that style in the previous style of music at all anymore. Like I don't listen to a lot of the heavier stuff I used to listen to, but occasionally, you know what I mean, on a running playlist or just in generally pre-drinks, but a Kill Switch comes on, or you know, like
brings you back. Yeah,
Breaking Benjamin. So there's a nostalgia to it, but to completely erase it from memory, it's just to kind of go no, like I wouldn't, you know.
I don't want anything to do with that anymore.
Yeah. I suppose maybe they sort of say that it's a guilty pleasure, which is something that I've been occasionally asked on this from people, and I really don't believe that guilty pleasure should be a term associated with music, because I don't feel guilty about anything I listen to, and I listen to, you know, I've been listening to the Hamilton soundtrack this week, which we'll get into Hamilton. You know what I mean? But I still love, like, I love a bit of NSYNC.
Mm-hmm. You can't beat, and Backstreet Boys, you know, all the cheesy kind of songs.
We had like fucking 13 boy band songs at our wedding.
We did, but their tunes.
We keep on moving, even all your aunties who'd never heard it. Like, get on up when you're down.
Yeah, all the 80-year-old aunties up. No, a chin's a chin. Like my guilty pleasures are what people would say are my guilty pleasures. I think they're absolute bangers. Like, so.
Yeah, there's no guilt about it.
Yeah, I don't feel any at all. Get along.
I think it makes you definitely a more interesting person, because if you've got such an eclectic taste where you're sort of going, well, I'm listening to Nine Inch Nails, and then now I'm listening to the Venga Boys, then UB40, then a bit of Snow Patrol, then it's the Strokes, then it's Prodigy. Do you know what I mean? That's far more interesting than someone goes like, oh, I really like the Kicks.
Yeah. Or people who only like one type of music, and you can't like any. Do you know those people? If they're like, oh, I like metal, and only metal, everything else is rubbish. But there's, you know,
I've said it on this before, metalheads are arguably the worst.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of like that musical snobbery where they're just like, if you don't listen to Cannibal Corpse, and you're just going, well, I quite like Killswitch, I like Pantera and stuff like that. They're like, no man, that's too mainstream.
Yeah, it has to be a certain type of metal, like a certain number of bands that they listen to, and that's it. Yeah, that's.
Plus, most of the time, like, you'd love to be like, the same way you'd love to get like hold of like a possible paedophile's internet history. You're like, I'd love to see your man's Spotify history. Where he's like, man, metal all the way, bro, metal forever. And then you just see his history and you're like, Belinda Carlisle, you fucking
sneaky.
arsehole.
That's what I was going to say. Do you reckon they have a wee sneaky one in there, you know, like
Starships,
Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl, yeah. Controversial topic. I think Dr. Jones was the better song.
Do you?
Well,
hold on. I'm trying to think of all songs they did, but I can only think of the two. Dr. Jones, Barbie Girl.
They did a cover of something as well.
That was so memorable. You've got.
Yeah, there was. I'm googling that.
Yeah, Google that.
Yeah.
I like Barbie Girl. It was fun. Why Dr. Jones? Why?
Because the guy who looks like Greg Walls from MasterChef got a bit more vocal work.
Did I?
Yeah, like we're playing a bit of Aqua. Or can we? Because the last podcast I did, I played 6 seconds of Fleetwood Mac and got fucking, the video got taken down. I had to edit it.
Yeah.
Aqua definitely had something. Candyman or something, isn't that a cover? Should be called Candyman. That one? Yeah. Dr. Jones is a fucking, I'm not even going to risk it because I can't be hold, but Dr. Jones for me was a better tune.
Right. That is controversial.
Baby, that you by my side. That fucking win. Like, do you reckon it was Greg Wallace from MasterChef?
It could have been. Maybe it's his like secret identity.
Yeah, it's like the Superman thing where like he puts on glasses and no one realizes
that he's the singer from Aqua. Yeah. You got it in one.
Does he still follow me on Twitter? I believe he does. Greg Wallace. Just saying.
Didn't he start a whole fitness thing going now, or is it he's doing like just trying to like exercise more and people are starting to follow him in his workouts and things? Or
basically because he's following me and he seen I was doing Couch to 5k, he was like, if Rory's doing it, I'm going to do it as well. And then he's in phenomenal shape, and then I tweeted him going, fair play, you look great and you're welcome, and I was giving him nutritional advice. But I suppose for someone like him, who I know people say he's fucking useless, and I suppose he is, but he still kind of knows food to an extent where in terms of his nutrition there was probably no issue there, because he could just eat chicken and broccoli but make it decent, like his diet. It was probably the exercise that was getting him. Yeah.
Do you reckon he does that behind the scenes on MasterChef? Just like makes everybody cook's dinner? But like, this is like, do you know, if you want to get through, you know, cook me a sneaky dinner on the side and
show me what you can do.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do for you to get you through, you know.
It's kind of like Weinstein trying to send to those girls that they'll have to like bulk him to get the part in the new fucking Ryan Reynolds film. He just go, if you make me a decent tiramisu, you're getting food in the next round.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like a real culinary, but not a sinister Weinstein.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Lots of discoveries about Greg Wallace today.
Yeah, so he used to be in Aqua. He's in good nick. But I'd see, to be fair, I don't even understand how he could be hungry filming that show. You know, like particularly as like the start of the early parts of the MasterChef competitions, when there's like there's a good 12 people an episode, isn't it, really? And they're cooking like a couple of courses at a time. It's not like, remember we watched the American MasterChef with Ramsay?
Oh yeah, completely
And
different show.
There's like 75 people.
And they're like eating, like tasting every dish.
Yeah, but you don't even see half the stuff, like half the contestants who enter. You just see them walk through the door going, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, selective.
Yeah, and that whole, they still manage to get like the American cheese into it, where it's like, in normal MasterChef, they're like, that's it, time's up, you know what I mean? But obviously in the American one, they're like, that's you, time's up, hands in the air, and you're like, yeah, not cooking anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As if that's fucking necessary. You can hear the siren, no bother, can't you?
They find me.
Yeah, it's a crime to look this good, so it is. I can't remember what we were initially talking about, your mum, wasn't it?
Yeah, her,
yeah, and you're present. But again, you've been quite demanding anyway, so the fact that you had like a list, an exclusive, like probably an Excel spreadsheet of presents when you were 3, before Excel was even a thing.
Yeah.
Because you've always been quite sort of strong-minded, which is handy being married to me, because I'm not that. So
I like to call it organised, but yeah.
I suppose that's definitely the more polite way of putting it. Me going, she's mad. She's really going strong.
Girl.
What about that time? I don't even remember what age you were when you were staying in a hotel with your mum and dad, and your dad woke up in the morning and you were getting ready. Do you know that story?
Yeah. I was quite young, so I think I was about 2-ish.
Right.
So my mum and dad had gotten down, I think it was like Wexford or somewhere, for a day visit. My mum was actually quite heavily pregnant at the time with my 2 brothers, and kind of driving home, she decided that she wanted to stop off somewhere. It was too much to go like the whole whatever journey, so they found a B&B and booked in, and obviously the woman that was signing them in spotted me and kind of went, oh, you know, she's not gonna be trouble or anything, and my dad was like, no, she'll be fine. So they got the room and like a wee bed for me on the side, and everyone went to sleep. So my dad woke up the next morning and found me like out getting dressed, out of the bed getting dressed, and basically like heading for the door. So he was like, where are you going?
Yeah.
So I had told him that I'd had my bed, so I was going to get my breakfast. At 2 years old, yeah.
Where do you get breakfast? Fucking day.
Where do you think I'm going? Like, come on.
Lisa needs a soda fire straight away.
Some bacon instead. Yeah. So kind of I was always a bit headstrong.
Yeah. I'm wondering though. You were saying that the staff were a wee bit not suspicious of you, but you were saying, did you not get a decent reception? Because you know, you were trying to say that they were like, is it because you were so young, or is it because
I think it was
you have a balaclava on?
Not taking that off before I came in.
The wee IRA bib.
No, I think maybe the woman was a bit sceptical because I was so young. She was kind of worried that it might, you know, be up in the middle of the night or crying and then disturb the rest of the guests.
All right.
My dad said she wasn't too pleasant. You know, you could just, you know, but my dad said she wasn't too pleasant about it. But the next day her husband was down and apologised, because obviously when I sleep,
Yeah.
So, you know, there was no kind of noise or trouble. But
that's really dicky in that, you know, you're still paying for the room. You know what I mean? Because that's like saying, well, if you've got a child under 2 or 3, you can't travel at all. You can't go on a plane. Do you know what I mean? Well, what if they cry and everybody else gets pissed off? And you're like, well, it's a win. That's kind of what they do. We'll try our best. Because even if you did cry, like, you know, your mum and dad were still paying to be there.
Yeah, and you're very young. It's not as if, you know, you can, like, children can't understand. They go, don't cry. Yeah. You know, you can't. It's a child.
Exactly. You just understood full English.
Mm-hmm.
You know, continental breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of
Rice Krispies.
Oh, for sure. Not like the cheap Rice Krispies you bought from Lidl for that chicken recipe.
Yeah.
What do they even call it? Rice snack.
Puffs or something like that.
Yeah. Crispy rice shapes or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to think, what would have happened in that story with the breakfast if your dad hadn't twigged that you were up and you'd have just went in the door and just dandered down like you were on a business holiday.
Yeah.
And like with your dad went down thinking that you'd gone missing and just found you in the breakfast room just like reading the Beano or something like there and just putting the paper down.
Oh, are you up finally?
You want toast? I got toast.
Yeah.
Tell me this. Would you think it was harsh for me? And you know, I wouldn't have done it, but you know, I would have felt strongly about this.
Yeah.
One of the last things that we found out about our wedding hotel was that the breakfast in the morning was a buffet. If that wasn't the case, I probably would have still agreed that that's where our reception should be, but I wouldn't have been too keen on the breakfast sitch, because I think it has to be a buffet, not just for weddings, in general.
Yeah, I agree, but again, I like a breakfast. If you're there, you want a good breakfast. You know.
Yeah.
Do you ever go? Where was it you were? And they had like, it was a buffet breakfast they advertised, but it turned out to be.
This was fucking. I thought I was a psycho for thinking this, but then this was the was this after a squad gig I did? You weren't there, weren't you?
No, I remember you telling me about it though. It was.
I won't name the hotel. It has to be sound, but I'll keep that for the Patreon peeps. they can have the name of the hotel. The WoodsTalkers, the WTC.
Yeah.
The place we went to, we did a squad gig, and we stayed over. It was part of our fee, so we're deckheads, and it was myself and Colin Geddes and Maureen. As you know, Maureen Geddes, because I got married, and it was the three of us, and we were not wild hungover, but we just knew you were just bad nick from drink. You know, you just kind of feel a bit groggy. And it said on like the wee printed out menu, it was like a buffet breakfast. So you're like, no bother. And you had to pay for it. Like the fact it's not included in the price kind of fucks me off sometimes.
Yeah.
And then they brought in the buffet breakfast, and it was like sausage, beans, egg and mushroom. But even like the sausages were like the pork and leek herbed sausages, which are nice but not in a fry.
No.
You know, I disagree with that. And I was just going, this is not a buffet breakfast. This isn't even like a full English.
Like, yeah, you're not even getting the full bread and like, you know, beans and whatever else you get with a bacon. Did you get bacon? Did you say bacon?
It was sausage, bacon, egg, and then like a bit of mushrooms and then a touch of beans. It definitely wasn't the full thing. You know, it looked so dinky on the plate.
Yeah.
But again, these sausages didn't look like particularly herby flavoured sausages. Well, then again, they are nice, but not for the fry.
Yeah.
And I just got stuck into it, and then like it was around the same time we were all ravenous. So like myself and Maureen and Colleen. That's what they should be called, just collectively.
Colleen, that's a good name. Yeah.
Colleen Guinness. And Colleen Geddes sounds like someone who's like a manager of a Nationwide or something, isn't it? Santander, team leader. And so we all took a bite into like the sausage at the same time, and you could just all tell like the three of us, just kind of like our faces were just like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody was going like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Say I won't name the hotel, but you know, that's poor. Like.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than like a surprise. You know, when you're expecting something and you get something else.
Yeah, just do the fucking buffet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't abide it. It's just one of those things. I can't abide that. I can't abide, what do you call it? The people that we see when we were going out running, you know, with the wireless earbuds, iPod things.
Why do they bother you so much?
I just think they're stupid. I just don't see how this wee bit of cord is such a hindrance to your experience. You're just like, here, and you're going to lose them.
That's why I was saying a lot of people lose them, like all the time, and then have to replace them. But is there an app for finding them?
Well, like Find My Bud or something like there.
Find My.
Where's my buds?
Where's my buds? Because if there's not, you know.
Is there?
I don't know.
You know, because obviously there's the app for Find Your Phone, so I wonder, can you link them to your phone?
Because like that was one of the first complaints when they first came out, was that people were losing them like really quickly, and like, you know, maybe losing one, but then had to go buy a set, as far as I know, to replace them. So
AirPods are called. Lost AirPod. If your AirPods are near any of your Apple devices and connected to Bluetooth, you can play a sound to help you find them from iCloud. Find My app. Your AirPods will play a sound that gradually gets louder for 2 minutes, or until you tell them to stop. That seems like a wild lot of work, even at that. Like.
Yeah. But it's kind of like one of those kind of key finder things that, you know, you...
Which again, I think we've bought like 13 of them for your mum, and she's lost all of them.
Well, I think she kind of lost them on purpose, if that makes sense. So she thinks it's a good idea at the start.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, you know, because she's like really noisy in the kitchen. If she like puts a plate down, she like makes a really loud bang.
Yeah.
So every time these keys would hear the noise, because they're clappers, so you would clap and the alarm would go off.
Yeah.
Then she could find the keys. So would she like bang a plate down and the keys would go off, or she'd like close the door just because she's really heavy-handed, the keys would go off. So literally these keys were going off like constantly. Yeah. And I think it just came to a point when it was just too much.
She lost the ride.
Yeah, she lost them, if you know what I mean.
Your mum's interested in the technology, because she's had the, what do you call, the Amazon Echo Dot thing for a while now, but she She still doesn't really say Alexa at the start, doesn't she? Not? Or
Yeah, the best. We got it here for Christmas.
yeah.
And the room I stay in is quite close to the kitchen, so I can hear everybody in the kitchen.
We can hear the Formula One outside of the
Apparently.
all the joyriders seem to like joyride when we're podcasting.
It's just, what's I saying? Right. And so she just got Alexa for Christmas, and she was like, play Ed Sheeran. Nothing. Play Ed Sheeran. Nothing. Would you play Ed Sheeran? Yeah.
Did she actually say it louder as if like, oh, maybe it didn't hear me?
Yeah, like, would you play Ed Sheeran? Alexa, are you listening to me? Alexa, play Ed Sheeran. And then, you're not listening to me. And then she's all, do you hear me? And Alexa went, yes. I was like, you just got mugged off by Alexa.
Even Alexa's just fucking going off to Michelle going relax.
Yeah.
I think maybe that Amazon Echo Dot is the grandchild that she's yet to have, where she's just like treating it like that.
Yeah.
Where she's like, play Ed Sheeran, which obviously even I've got the Ed Sheeran thing. I think I talked about this last week, where she wanted me to play Perfect because she wanted that to be our first dance.
Yeah, but
and about 1 million times and play Perfect. Rory, Ed Sheeran, Perfect. I'm just like, that's not a bad song, but when you play it 13 times in a row and you're still getting a request for it, you're just like, here, bro.
I think we're just gonna give Ed Sheeran a break for the time being.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's bad for it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some she's a character, some would say.
Definitely.
For sure. But again, you should be buzzing because obviously after this podcast is done, this is your last night in Belfast for you. You're going down to Strabane
It is.
to see your bra because you're going down marching for the 12th.
That's a secret, yeah. It's where I'm away.
Nice to have a hobby.
It is, you know.
March to 5k.
Get out once a year. That'll be good. Here, I tell you what. Wonder does it count towards it?
There's only one way to find out. You know what I mean? 3 huns a week. You're going hunting. I know the yeah, I'm actually not going to be down, but there'll be certainly messy times ahead because your mum is like the ultimate host, isn't she? That's any sort of family dues are all in your mum's house. She's like,
yeah, it's basically like anybody comes into the house at any point, so you could get like be home and get up and your uncle and 2 cousins are sitting in the kitchen,
yeah.
Or you know.
I'd hate that. I would actually just be like, here's the visiting hours.
Yeah.
I'd be like I think my house is like an old folk. Well, actually, technically, my mum's house is in one.
Yeah,
it's the
you're
old
like,
warden's house of an old folks home, and I'm just like, see, between 3 to 20 to 4, come out for the brew. Outside of that, you know what I mean. I don't want to go to sleep at night thinking I could be woken at 8:30 because one of my uncles has forgot one of his golf clubs or some shit.
Yeah.
Or there's people still partying. I'm like, nope. You.
I think I'm pretty much used to it at this point.
Yeah. I think you can just kind of block it out now.
Yeah, it was kind of always the way. Like, even
Yeah.
from when I was young, there would just be people landing in.
Yeah,
And,
I would lose about.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Yeah.
Just.
I'm glad it's not my normal, to be honest. Like, I just can't, well, see, to be fair, like, I mean, there's been, like, the last time that we were drinking in your mum's house was literally the night before lockdown, because we're actually now 105
or
6
days.
days. How would you describe lockdown with me? Because I was thinking about this, that if someone had to tell us on our wedding day that in a couple of months the whole country's going to go into lockdown, you know, for some people that would be a serious test of your relationship. When you think about it, like if you first started going out with someone and then you maybe were forced to sort of live together because you had vulnerable people in your family or whatever way the circumstances went, you're like, I went on 3 dates with this girl and she sucked a ball once and I have to now live with her.
Yeah, I read about a couple that moved in, like they were only going to 2 weeks and moved in together when lockdown, the decision came around, and they were like, yeah, we'd just bite the bullet and go for it and move in after 2 weeks, but that's a big commitment, I think. After 2 weeks.
Are they still going, do you think?
I don't know, haven't heard.
It's definitely like, it would definitely be a real test of character. It could be like the baptism of fire that you need, where I suppose you would get 2 years of what would usually be the first, like the start of your relationship. You would get that done in like the first month, because you're not only like you move in together quickly with someone. Yeah, it can be a bit rushed, but you bear in mind you probably still have your work. You probably still like separate social things with your own mates.
Yeah.
You know, but to move in together during a lockdown where it's 24/7.
It's like constant time to get.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like, you know, when you like get together with somebody, you spend quite a lot of time with them. A lot, like, because they're the person you're going out to meet, you're going to do the things with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's quite a lot of time to spend together, like that early.
Yeah. Would you have moved in with me to say 2 months into us meeting?
Not really, no.
Would you not? No.
Because we were only, what, 17?
I'd have said no as well. I suppose because it's your first time on the podcast, and I'll probably tell you the story about how we have met. It's quite an interesting. Well, maybe to everybody else, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But we met obviously at it was a fancy dress 18th.
Yeah.
In the famous Dicey Riley's in Strabane, and you were dressed as.
I was dressed as an Egyptian, like Cleopatra type thing. I don't know. That's what it said.
An Egyptian. Mohammed Salah. You were so vague and then so specific. An Egyptian type Cleopatra.
No, but do you know when you go, have you ever went Halloween costume shopping and it's like very obviously a rip-off of something else, but they can't say, oh, this is Austin Powers, unless it's like, you know, if you buy that costume, it's like 64 quid. Do you know what I mean? But if you buy the kind of 60s psychedelic man costume, it's only like 10 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know? So that's what it said. Egyptian /
Did you pimp it up yourself? Because you like to do those wee sort of homemade
I did.
things for your...
did a wee headdress myself.
Oh.
Like a wee kind of thing going on. And like sandals. Like added on the sandals to give them like, you know, the
creative.
full...
Got her own sandals.
Made my own sandals.
Out of what? Previously owned sandals. Sandals that I already had and forgot were there.
Yeah.
And you were dressed as Cleopatra. I was dressed as Rizzo from Greece. For anybody that doesn't know, Rizzo is the one that Kaneki gets pregnant. Kind of what you think most of the film, she's pregnant and then she's on the roller coaster. She's like, I'm not pregnant. And Kaneki's like, yes lad, because he had trip to Guatemala booked.
Yeah.
Imagine being like, obviously by the way, Greece has to be the worst example of near 50-year-olds playing teenagers.
Yeah.
It has to be the worst example for me. Like.
It's like full grown adults, like with like, you know, mortgages and walking sticks.
Yeah, and like oxygen tanks and shit. Going, I might flunk maths, and you're like, here, fuck up. Smoke. They all look like they've been smoking for years, but obviously in the terms of the show, they're like, oh, we started smoking over the summer because we're the T-Birds.
Yeah, we're badasses.
Yeah, which I think in Belfast, the T-Birds is not a gang of lads in leather. It's just Maureen and all her pals at the bingo, and we're like, we're the T-Birds. We've got a pot each, and we have our own seats at the bingo. Don't fucking dare sit in them for about stabby.
Yeah, God for like.
Do that thing like my dad used to do this. Where like post-stroke Pat, shout out to the PSP. You know, like if my dad make a cup of tea, and he would sort of you ring out the wee spoon, but he would come up behind me, say I'm on the sofa, and go. Did your dad do that?
No.
That's a rude type because it would do like just somewhere really inconvenient. Like it wouldn't like send your ball bag or anything, but it was like the back of your wrist, and you'd be sitting watching. Like I was a child, I was watching like Mighty Mice from Mars. Do you remember that shit? Biker Mice from Mars.
The Biker Mice, yeah.
And like I was watching like the Jackie Chan animated series.
Oh, I remember that.
And he would just come over, and I'm like, you're a fucking dick, and I hope you have a. I'm joking.
No, we would have more played pranks on my dad rather than him playing pranks on us. Like it was kind of more of a thing.
But do you reckon your dad was aware and let it happen, or do you reckon you were actually like the jackass of your day?
No, my dad full on like falls asleep anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
Like so, like you're sitting and watch. What we used to do is the best thing was these are back in the days before kind of recorded TV and like you could choose what you wanted. It was like 6 channels. This is what's on.
Yeah.
So the best nights ever were when you got 2 films on 2 different channels with the same actor in it.
Yeah.
So say you had like something on with Arnold Schwarzenegger and like the next channel was the same, but they're totally different films.
Yeah, so you had like Total Recall and then Twins or something.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So what we would do is we'd all sit down and watch the film, give like half an hour, 45 minutes, my dad's out cold.
Yeah.
So what you would do is change the channel over to the next film
Yeah.
and watch how confused he was when I woke up and was kind of trying to figure out the plot. That was one of our ones we used to do quite often.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like good actors now that have done like if you did someone like
Mel Gibson was a big one because there was quite a lot of his films just to be on.
yeah. So if we did something like remember like Maverick where he played like a card healing like cowboy type
Yeah.
in Maverick, but then just play like
What Women Want or something.
What Woman Want,
Yeah.
or then even just do What Woman Want and then do something like what was that one he did, How I Spent My Summer Vacation, which is like obviously a big mad action film.
Yeah.
Or just play a video of him ranting against the Jews and just be like, it's got very fucking dark, very
Got out of hand here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no, he was Angus Mickey Bartlett has a story song similar when he started smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
That the first Christmas he was smoking weed, he watched the first half of Home Alone, and then fell asleep because he was stoned, and then woke up and ended up watching Goodfellas, and Joe Pesci's in both, and he was just like, thought Joe Pesci was beating the fuck out of Kevin. They're like, all right, mate.
Oh, that would definitely throw you off, wouldn't it? You'd be like,
Yeah, your dad's a weird sleeper because your dad, it's like controlled narcolepsy. Your dad has where he, even though he'll never admit he was sleeping.
yeah, it's like, you know, selective hearing.
Yeah.
My dad has like selective sleep,
Yeah.
basically.
Turn out where he just like, and then you go, even if your dad was here and then fell asleep and you go, right, he's falling asleep there, we'll just kind of wrap up now, and he goes, I wasn't sleeping, and then he just gets stuck back in the toast or something, which is definitely a McMacken thing that you just can wake up to food. Because I remember that one time we came home and we were steaming and ordered a Domino's and you fell asleep on the sofa. I didn't realise, I went out to get the pizza, came back into our flat and you were sleeping, and I was going, Jesus, because it was Domino's at the weekend too, so naturally it was like £72 because we both wanted pizzas, all the sides, cookies and all that jazz. And then like I just put the pizzas down very gently and I was like, I'll go get you a blanket or something, and as soon as like the pizza even came in the room you were just like and you just kind of like surfaced and you were like, oh, and then you didn't even look at me and just opened the box and started eating away at the pizza. Yeah. You didn't even know. I was like, do you even know I'm here?
Yeah.
Do you remember the time you were drunk? We were in the Limelight, and this was when we were students. And do you remember on Tuesday? Do you remember what it was called, by the way? Do you remember the theme night?
Don't.
Because it's not. It hasn't been called this, right? It was called Shag. Do you remember
Oh,
Tuesday
yeah.
night, fiver, and you got access to all three rooms. And this is when it was Limelight, Katie Daly's, and Spring and Airbreak. Do you remember
Yeah, old school.
a musical, I don't know what it's called now, Buck or something like that. And we went there, and then we walked to the subway on Dublin Road from Limelight. We got to about the movie house, RIP, and then you were like, my feet are sore. Because you had done you got like proper Block Lisa, where you did your, no matter what tunes you're playing in Limelight, whether it was AC/DC, Jay-Z, Pantera, Paramore, Biffy, Blink, you did your Stevie Wonder with Snooker Cue dance,
Yeah.
which you have to do right now. But it's like, oh, we both did. So
it's like
you're
you kind of you've normally got your drink, so you're like bottle in your hand, so you're kind of, and then you close your eyes and like put your head back and just sway. That's it.
Stevie Wonder with a Snooker Cue. So you could be like, cut my life in 2 pieces. Any tune.
Yeah.
Got 99 problems. So civilized, but you were just loving it. And so we left there. So we got there about the movie house. We'd left and across the road. I was on that side, walked past up like Nando's, and then got the movie house. And you're like, my feet are sore. And I looked down, and you weren't wearing any shoes and didn't have your shoes.
Yeah.
And I was like, where are your fucking shoes, man? And you're like, oh, I took them off because my feet were sore. Which obviously didn't get any better when you walk barefoot.
Yeah.
And then I walked back all the way to what was the Holiday Inn, and just your wee pair of shoes just sitting there like Cinderella, but like both shoes just at the very bottom of the steps. I mean, just waiting. Because I was running about, because I was steaming as well. So it's like, has anybody seen a pair of shoes? Do you know what I mean? And you can't do that in Belfast without someone going, oh, you're wearing your shoes, mate. You've got shoes on, you fucking rid. I'm just going.
But the fact that you were running back looking for a pair of high heels.
Yeah.
What?
Just go, where's my
heels?
Where's my heels? Where's my Manolos?
Yeah.
Are they heels?
They're a brand.
And
Like
Le Bouton.
Le Bouton,
They're like my buzzwords for fashion. Le Bouton, Lipsy dress, clutch bag.
Very good.
Um,
You're doing well.
it's the same when you talk about football and you're like Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, or Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody else? Plays for Spurs?
I do, but I don't want to say because
You're scared of being racist.
I don't know. I can't even pronounce. I don't want to get it wrong. I do know. You know who I'm on about, but is it Song?
Oh, Son Heung-min.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm starving now, just saying that. Yeah. So, see, when you look back though, I can't remember who I was talking to this about, but you look back at all those like drunken escapades, particularly when you were a student up here, and no regrets. You still look back and go, what the fuck was I thinking? But, you know, for the purpose of having stories like that, you look back and you go,
Yeah.
I'm happy that they were a thing.
A lot of students. That's part of the student, isn't it? Life though, having those stories.
Yeah, you need to live in a shit house.
Yeah.
You need to be somewhere that's cold. You need to have one housemate that pays fuck all, and is always out drinking, and then claims all like that they've spent all their money already.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it got to the point. Remember when I lived in Sandymouth, my roommate Brian was so skint he couldn't even go home at the weekends, and he had like rationed out like a frozen bag of chicken Kievs to do him like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It actually got to the point where like he was so skint and you knew that he was struggling, that my other roommate John would take photos of all his food in the cupboard to make sure Brian wouldn't steal any. So he'd be like, I've got 3 tins of beans and there's a fucking tin of chili con carne in there and blah blah blah.
Did you not like sit beside him and like make loads of food too?
There was one time
balance?
John got paid. He worked in event sec. Remember with me and Miguel for a while?
Yeah.
Doing the stewarding at gigs, and he'd done Pink at the King's Hall because I did that as well. And then he got paid for that there, and he basically said to Brian, I'll take you for Sunday. And bear in mind, Brian had been living off chicken Kievs and water, and then John just fully mugged him off, and then just like took him to Castlecourt, and John got himself a Burger King. And poor Brian was just sitting there like
thinking about his chicken Kievs.
like Tom Hanks in Castaway, just looking at it. Taking his time with the red sauce on.
Wafting it, wee man fan and everything.
But you know what, like Brian was one of those types who would like bring it on himself financially, where like he was going out one night and then he checked his balance in the ATM in Stranmillis Road and seen he had like only 20 quid left of his entire loan. He fucking blew his shitload. Still went out.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pound of drink in M Club, so what are you going to do?
I'll be fine.
What do you think of this Lurgan champagne?
I really like it. I'm good. So what is in it? It's got...
read out the ingredients here.
Okay, let me see.
I'm not doing an eye test.
Yeah, it's a bit too far. So we've got a bit of the bucky. Can't be a bit of the bucky. Hibiscus infused gin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very fancy. Rhubarb, raspberry, vanilla. Oh, that's the one. Do you want to give that one a go?
Echinakia.
Isn't that like a flower? Flower extract or something?
There's a flower at self-raising.
It's like an edible flower extract or
How do you
something.
spell
Is that?
Is it E?
ECHINACEA.
Yeah. Aww. I'm getting all these messages from Pinterest, by the way. You put me on the thing. Yeah, it's a flower.
Is it a flower?
A group of herbaceous. It's part of the daisy family.
Oh, very nice.
So
It's good. It's really good. I like it.
I just I think we only got it because it's called Lurgan champagne. So
Yeah. Well,
hopefully there's a new range of new things where it's like the Portadown Pinot Noir and
Prosecco.
I could have said Prosecco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you used with Cleopatra. An Egyptian. An Egyptian.
I stand by. That's what it said in the packet. So.
As if like there's a lot of famous Egyptians, really. Tutankhamun. was he?
Tutankhamun, yeah.
Tutankhamun. Mohammed Salah plays for Liverpool from Egypt.
Yeah.
Mido, who used to play for Spurs, he's from Egypt.
There's quite a few.
4, Lisa. 4. Yeah, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to drinking the Maville Moet.
Yeah.
Maville Moet.
Muff.
The muff.
Away.
Yeah. Moet. Moet. Oh my god.
I like this though, because this is like I'm gonna say something controversial now. I'm not the biggest fan of bucky on its own.
I do like it.
I know I have to have it mixed with something like that's really nice because it's mixed in with something. Or when you have it with Malibu and Sprite mixed in.
Yeah, because we did. I don't know if anybody. who listens to this would be old enough to remember when it was Lavery's Bunker. It's now Mr. Tom's, which nobody calls it Mr. Tom's. But for anybody who doesn't know, it's the room in Lavery's where the comedy club is, which is basically all they have now. And there was maybe pre-COVID anyway, it was comedy club. And we used to go there for Radiation, which has actually made somewhat of a comeback.
Was it?
They were doing like live streams, and then there was a one-off gig for charity.
That's good.
Again, all pre-COVID, so the fuck, bro.
It's like Godzilla's outside.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, the Sons of Anarchy, from outside. Or they're going to Maggie. All the bikers like to go to Maggie Mays, don't they?
They do.
Bumper fry, £6.
Good feed.
They don't like it as much as your dad,
Nah.
which we'll hopefully get into if I remember. But yeah, we used to go to Radiation, and we went there because it was like alternative music, and it played a lot of the same bands as Limelight would do, but it varied it up. Whereas not slagging, but the Limelight kind of sticks to what it knows, and you could.
You knew what you were getting when you went to the Limelight. You knew kind of the change you were getting.
And that's still the case. You know, you'll get that good mix of pop punk, wee bit of metal at the start, but like if you go early, that's when you'll get like Tool and like Incubus and more progressive, longer tracks.
Yeah.
Then obviously as the night goes on, you're getting like just bangers that everybody's heard really. But they used to do this. There was like a Buckfest cocktail menu that they had in Lavery's Bunker. I don't know if it was all the time or just during that night. And there was one that was like it was called like the Buckfast cream soda or some shit. And obviously, I can't remember where we got the recipe. I think I know John McKinney rang Lavery's asking for the recipe at one point, yeah. But I can't remember how we got it. But it was basically like this cocktail, and it was called Buckfast cream soda, as the name would suggest. It tasted like cream soda that got you blocked. And it's Buckfast, Malibu, and just a dash of white, isn't it?
Like white lemonade, yeah. That's it.
It's fucking outrageous.
It's really good, yeah.
What is going on outside there? Monster trucks. Imagine monster trucks in Belfast. I never understood why like lads got into monster trucks. Or like it's just, they don't even really look that cool. Do you know what I mean? Because it just looks like half of a fucking pickup truck, but it's on like stilts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just going, this looks bullshit.
Doesn't.
You know, what a weird thing to get annoyed about.
Yeah. It's like,
are they for real, sir? Well, no one could be in that much of a rush. Maybe it's like all the bikers, you know, like getting in now to queue for Primark tomorrow. They're camping out overnight.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I wouldn't be surprised. It says growing on me, hey, I have to say. Oh, it feels weird having someone else on this in the room. Like I've done the extra branch episodes, which are going down well, but it feels weird.
And you've done it all online via Zoom, Zoom and
it's all Zoom.
things. So
which isn't the best. It's a decent app for it. You know what I mean. Once it gets sort of better shit, it'll look fucking tremendous, I have to say.
Yeah. Do you actually find it better having someone in the room with you though? Because do you know that there's delays? You can get delays in cameras and stuff like that. And
it just depends who you're speaking to. Like Mick Owens and Tom the Bear Mahoney, they live in the sticks. So Tom's down south, and then Mick was outside Oma when I was speaking to him, and you know there's just lags and stuff. But I suppose it's the best you can do at the minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't know what they. You know, it's nice having someone else here, particularly for the 50th. I don't know, what do you call it when like you have a 50th wedding anniversary? Is that like the silver or?
I don't know, what's a big one? It's like
isn't
silver.
Like,
Is it silver?
I don't want to say silver.
You know?
It's not like.
There's like ruby and something else. There's like it goes like paper, cotton, wood. Is it something? There's like something for every year.
Too?
Yeah.
Let me see, 50th anniversary. What's that called? Gold. It's a golden anniversary.
Gold.
So this is the golden anniversary of WoodsTalk. And what have we done? We've chatted about your ma and weird Egyptians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think like, did you make a lot of your costumes for like Halloween and stuff? Just thinking.
Yeah, I would have pretty much done most of them.
See, you're lucky because I ended up like, again, maybe it just boils to what we were saying, like you've got parents that are happy enough to oblige, you know, with the trends, but they'll do it in their way, or they won't. They just be like, no, that's a Swizz or something like that. There, even though you're better just doing it because, even regardless of expense, just get it booked. I used to like all my Halloweens were basically like wearing a black bin liner as a cape,
Yeah.
and then like someone you'd all chip in for like fake blood and just be like, like out there, and just going.
I am a vampire.
I was always a vampire. Then once I was able to do a werewolf one year just because my hair was really, really long.
Yeah. How long did your hair have to be? Like?
My hair was down to there at one point.
So how were you a werewolf? Did you like?
It was just hairy. I was just hairy. It was like a teen wolf.
Yeah.
Pre-teen wolf. I was a pre-puberty teen wolf, basically. I never really got like, even now I'm not wild into Halloween. Really, you're more into it than I am, aren't you?
Yeah, I love Halloween.
Yeah.
I love it.
What would you dress up as this year if you had the option?
I always thought it'd be fun. I know you're not into it, but I know it sounds a bit cringy, but I always thought it'd be fun if we did a costume together, but nothing like, what was it? Who was it? We were asked.
You don't want to do like the cheesy ones where you're like,
yeah,
where it's Swayze and that bird from Dirty Dancing. Or,
yeah, or with salt and pepper or something.
Yeah,
you know.
You mean like the rap group? Push it. Push it real good. We talked about Wayne's World.
Yes.
Doing
something like that. I think
Garth,
something funny would be good.
Jay and Silent Bob, you could probably.
We could get away with that one as well. If I had to go right here, right now, on my own though, don't know. It depends. If you have to be invited to like some good party to do like a full costume. Like you want to go overboard sometime. You just want to do the whole, like, full on costume.
Yeah, I think like you have to be aware of where you're going to be, and have a costume that looks good, but it's not very high maintenance, and you can actually stay comfortable. Like I remember seeing once guy from Strabane, is it Ronan Doherty? Isn't it his older brother Aidan sings in Those Ghosts, and then like Ronan's the sort of middle or the younger one.
Mm-hmm.
He dressed up as like a fridge one year, but like the costume was badass, and it opened and there was stuff in it, but you're just like, he was still walking like a fucking idiot. So you're like, I appreciate the effort. Do you know what I mean? Where I was like, my Rizzo outfit was just, you know what I mean, a pink jacket.
How did he get up the stairs? Like those stairs are narrow and small, and like, do you know that's my question. Yeah,
you know, like I wonder if he could take it off and just take it away in. But again, do you know what I mean? That's a wild lot of effort.
Yeah. I
understand, like, you know, don't be one of those people that spends a fortune on it, because maybe in like America and stuff, people appreciate and applaud your effort, and be like, they must have spent a lot of money on that, even at like Comic-Con and stuff. But then when you see someone in Dicey and you have people that are like, you know, doing like half decent but not wild expensive outfits, where you're like, oh, he's clearly
put a bit of effort in, but not too. You know,
you seen like a few people doing like It and stuff, like Pennywise and stuff like that there. Then you see someone in like a legitimate like Hellboy outfit, and they're going, oh Jesus,
like the full, what do you call it, the prosthetics and
the
everything
whole shebang, and like it's really legit, and you're like, who gives a fuck? Like, you're just in the middle of Strabane. Like, at Comic-Con, you see some stuff at Comic-Con, you're like, you get people that are really good, then you get the psychos that have like actually had surgery to kind of look like fucking Wonder Woman and stuff, just to have like the same jawline and stuff. And do you remember, was it a guy or a girl who, like, there's a guy that got so much surgery to do like the candle, didn't he? That guy? He
did, yeah. Is he not transitioning though? At the minute?
In an actual candle?
He's transitioning to be a woman, I think, at the minute.
So he spent most of his life trying to be a candle, and now he's being a woman. Make up your fucking mind.
I think if this is the same, because there's a couple of guys that wanted to be Ken. If this is the same guy that I'm thinking about, he's the minute he's trying to transition to be a woman.
You know, I'm quite an indecisive guy, but that's just like, what are we going to have for dinner? I don't be like, what gender am I going to be from here on?
Yeah, just switch it up.
There's definitely issues there where you're like, I want to look legitimately like the candle. You know, like you got skin dyed, and to not just look tan but look plastic, like there's like a shine.
Yeah, like
is he buffing his ball bag, do you reckon, just to look like proper? Well, even would he have a ball bag anymore? Because if he wants to look like Ken, Ken had no dick, from what I remember.
It's pretty much
from the ads, there was no Ken.
You weren't like
yeah. You know, there was no candle that was like the X-rated candle.
Yeah.
You know, because I always wondered, obviously you see like loads of ads for like toys during the day, like pre-Watershed, but I'm wondering then at night where you get like the X-rated Barbie, or like, remember the Action Man?
Yeah. Because
I used to have the Action Man, remember the Ninja one? It had like the wee
thing,
and the eyes would go and just, I don't know if you could see, and you would have the thing at the back, and I just wondered, like, would the X-rated one just have like a wee button at the back, and then the dick would just be like,
come on Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah. fuck me, like, what do you reckon an X-rated Barbie would be? Just like Barbie with like anal beads or something like that.
Basically, like probably like a blow up doll, but miniature. Like.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Yeah, like a wee. Yeah, just pretty much. Yeah. You can,
Yeah.
This is, the design for a blow up doll is pretty
Yeah.
much what, but it's not like.
I would love to see the ads for X-rated like toys, whereas like now Ken's got new pump action and just straight out the dick, and Barbie's like a blowjob Barbie. You get like the wee button where her neck just goes. You stick the hand in the bag.
The really stiff hands that just.
The eyes just, and you could actually get the eyes to look up too.
You've thought way too much about this.
No, I've never thought it before in my life.
Yeah.
What old toys did you have? And did you conform to any of that shit? I had an Action Man once, and I had Max Steel. Do you remember Max Steel?
No.
It was like the new wave Action Man. He had a TV show on it.
Did it? Was it in green or something? Like he's great, like a green costume. No, is there anything about something different?
Maybe not. I had the snowboarding Max Steel, so that could be
Cool.
his when he was playing rugby for Ireland edition. All the game.
Yeah. Toys wise, I was kind of like the kind of kid who was
Rugby
like,
kids' toys, by the way, just to elaborate.
No, no.
Wait till you see what she's got now. Fuck me. Is this a waterbed? No. How'd you get that cappuccino so foamy? Ah, well.
Let me show you.
The weirdest thing, by the way, honestly, if you hadn't told me what it was, I'd have been sitting like in our room just going, what the fuck is that? Is this fucking flosser thing that you have? Explain to the like, I've never heard, I never knew that was a thing.
You didn't know a water flosser was a thing?
No. I just knew there was regular dental floss.
It does look dodgy. I'd be questioning myself if I didn't know what it is, because it's kind of like if you can imagine the handle, the bottom of
A bottom of a what, Lisa?
of like an electric toothbrush.
Oh yeah, good recovery.
Yeah, good recovery. But it's got like this like spout that comes out of it, and and then you push a button and it like spurts water out.
If you're ready for me, boy, you gotta push the button. That's a combination of you saying that and the fact that the String Ninjas released a cover of that today. So this is going on in my head. What else is the water? So the water flosser just goes and squirts water.
No, it's kind of. I thought it was when I got it originally. I thought, when you go to the dentist and
Yeah.
they put that like same thing, like the wee tube in your mouth that spits the water in.
Oh,
And then
that's
you, like,
class, Iron Man. Like,
I hate it. I like choke all the time.
we're still on about. If you just relax, you'll be spot on. Just relax and let it be.
Thanks.
The water flosser, like it's because I can hear it from our room when you're in the bathroom, giving yourself a flossing,
Yeah.
a floss gallery there. And I hear it's like a, and I'm just going.
It does like 3 pulses and then
Oh, you need a bit of build up, don't you?
yeah. So
Why are you bringing the washing machine into the bathroom? Me? It doesn't matter. Fuck me, water flosser.
yeah.
I mean,
Newfangled.
how much better can it be than just regular flossing?
It's easier because you just like put it to your tooth and then press the button and that's it done.
Yeah.
It like spurts it in between and then job done.
Sweet. Any water flosser companies want to sponsor this podcast? You'd be more than welcome, tell you that.
Hook us up.
Free water flosser. I don't know, man. It's just like I didn't even know what it was. Cause even like in terms of the packaging, I remember I got my mum like that real big like ceramic pestle and mortar, for like crushing herbs. But it didn't come in a box, right? So when I wrapped it, and I was just going,
My mum actually got me one here, a portable mobile phone charger. But it was I know I have to speak with my hands. It's like shaped like a lipstick, like a big oversized lipstick. So it's got like like the lipstick and then the actual lid you take off and you can plug it in. But so when I opened it, it came in like a pink velvet like drawstring bag, and it was about this big, and I was kind of like, what has she bought me? Like, I didn't kind of know. And she's like, you need to plug it in for it to work, and I was kind of like, what? So yeah, that's a pretty dodgy present.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
I don't know if I've ever got anything weird like that in terms of presents.
Do you want to know the weirdest thing I got?
Yeah.
Was something you got me?
I talked about this last week,
Did
but
you?
I don't know if we've got
Right.
the same thing in mind. I talked about, I got you the SpongeBob ukulele, and I got you like the Scott Pilgrim novels, even though you do like the film,
Yeah.
but you're like, not so much that you want the source material. What's the
But
worst
like
thing
15 books and
Yeah,
stuff.
and I got you all the Walking Deads as well, and you're just like, where are we going to put these, mate?
Still happens. So.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing you ever got me was a chicken hat.
That's right.
Do you remember?
And it goes around like your whole face.
Yeah, so it's like basically like the full roast chicken, and
Yeah.
then just basically your face.
Yeah.
You can see your, so it's like a cutout for your face.
And it's got like the legs.
And it's got the legs. It's like a full, you know, like Monica and Joy when they put the turkey in their head.
Yeah.
And Friends, basically that, but just
Yeah.
with a whole cut for your face. Yeah, that's definitely the weirdest. Like you wrapped it and everything
Yeah, no.
for Christmas.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know.
That's definitely when we were just like scrambling for ideas for a gift.
When you have to buy 10 and you've only got like 9, you're like, what else?
Yeah, and you're just like, let's get this fucking, Callum Best water flosser. The WoodsTalk water flossers will be available on the Patreon.
Very soon.
Any ideas for merch? WoodsTalk chicken hats, WoodsTalk water flossers, WoodsTalk
Adult can.
adult candles with a big fat old dick. And the dick's refillable, so just buy some cottage cheese.
Oh, that's nasty.
Touch of water in it and give it a whisk.
That's
I don't
nasty.
know. Nasty, but you know what? You'd be surprised what people buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just trying to think, like, is this the end of the app, do you think? We have questions, actually. We've got questions.
do we?
We
Okay.
can smash into the questions,
Yeah.
Try and get the image of Ken's big plastic dick. Did we do the stories that I definitely wanted us to do? Did I bring it up at the start?
Which one?
This ties in quite well. So, the one story that we didn't prepare for this, but there's one thing I think is worth mentioning, and it ties on very well from the mango story from last week, which is 100% true. You will verify that is true.
Yeah, totally.
And that got a serious response from people, just going like, no, because I think a lot of people's mums are the same.
Yeah.
But obviously, now you're at the stage now where you can tell your mum, I like this, but I don't want it to be everything. I don't want a mango poster in my room. I don't want a mango nightlight. I don't want mango flavoured refillable water flossers and that shit. But there was obviously, for years, there was a dinner that yourself and Shanine, your younger sister, weren't that fond of and didn't have the balls to tell your mum.
Yeah.
And eventually she found out. Tell that story about how she came to find out. I love it.
Right, so it's kind of like because there's 4 of us, none of the 4 of us actually like this dinner, so
Well, none of you did.
none of us actually like.
Not even Barry or James.
No, like just like basically we would have added because that's what was made, but we were all really fans. So my mum used to cook pork chops all the time. Not the biggest fan, any of us. They kind of just not the best.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard to get them right, though. To be fair,
It is.
To give some credit.
Go dry very quickly.
Yeah.
So one night we were playing Heads Up. It's like basically like charades or charades. Charades.
It depends what side of the wall you're on. I think it's you're
Is it
bringing
one
up
of those?
sectarianism now, Lisa, and it's like
Is it one of those, right?
yeah. Is it Heads Up the wee app where you have to put it in your
So you can have it on your phone or your iPad, and basically you flip it up, and something will come up, and people have to shout, and you have to guess what it is.
Yeah.
So we chose the food category, and my wee sister Shanine got up, and she flipped it up, and there it was saying pork chops.
Yeah.
On the screen. So I kind of like straight away without thinking went, this is something Mum cooks for dinner all the time, but none of us actually really like it. And Shanine straight away went, pork chops. And my mum went, what?
The singer was like, what?
What?
Billy Ray?
So yeah, that's how she discovered we didn't actually like any,
didn't like the pork
any
chops?
pork chops. Yeah, and
They're hard to get right.
they're tough.
To be
Tough
fair.
for me to cook like, but
Especially when you've had it so many times, you're like, nah.
yeah.
Let's get into some questions and we'll
Yeah,
finish up, shall
sure.
we? First question, Julie Hewitt on the Twitter. Julie Hewitt is also a member of the WoodsTalk Patreon.
Hello, Julie.
So Julie, how did Lisa get on with Close to 5k?
Still going.
You're still
It's still going strong, yeah.
what
Week
did you start today?
5
Week 5 of 9.
of 9.
She did rightly. But you got delayed, didn't you? Because we've got a bad knee anyway, so
Yeah.
you're waiting on your knee support to arrive, and then what about your shoe thing?
Yeah, so I had trainers before, and when we started running, the trainer started like cutting into the back of my ankle.
Yeah.
Only one of them. The other one was fine.
Typical. It's always
Yeah.
one shoe, isn't it?
I don't know whether I'm like 1 foot bigger than the other or something, but yeah, so it started to cut the back of my ankle to the point it was so bad it was like bleeding and blistered.
Yeah.
It was not pleasant. So then I got like these like guards, ankle guards, so like cushion things that
Yeah.
you get for your shoes. And I lost one of them when I was out running. So there's like some random jelly
Yeah.
cushion looking thing lying in someone's street.
Because it looks like a boob implant or something.
Yeah, it looks
doesn't
like, yeah, you know those like fillets, chicken fillets girls put in their bra? Basically one of those. So yeah, after that I decided I needed to get new trainers, so it took
Yeah.
a week or two for them to arrive, and
Yeah.
that's what held me back. And instead of, I was originally at week 3
Yeah.
when I decided to do this, and I started back into week 1 again just to
Yeah.
work myself up. But for someone who doesn't like exercise, it's actually really, I really enjoy doing it actually, and
Yeah.
loving it. Week 5, and I'm going to keep going to week 9, especially since you finished it, and I can't let you finish
the reason you're doing
it.
it?
Yeah,
You can't let that bastard get the satisfaction.
you can't do it now. You know, I won't. So
We'll have to get we get another thing from bootleggers when you finish, but maybe get a different one, just
Yeah.
for the sake of trying.
we'll do that.
Do try the
Just
Lurgan
have it.
champagne, people. Tell me what you think. But you would recommend the old Couch to 5K?
Definitely. To anybody who's even not that into exercise like I am. So many people told me before, who themselves were like, we're not big exercisers, we're not really
Yeah.
into the whole thing, and were telling me we're absolutely loving this, and that's what made me think about giving it a go. So for anybody who's even considering it, give it a go. Yeah, it's tough at times,
Yeah.
but you see, if you just push yourself, it's like maybe it's tough when you're running for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes isn't that long. Once you're finished, you feel fantastic.
Yeah. I think definitely, I mean, the biggest change that you'll notice, you know, beyond the physical, is just maybe your attitude towards doing it, and that
Yeah.
because it's so well tailored, and that you're not really killing yourself each week, but you're just slowly but surely building stamina, and it's just basically maybe like that last sort of minute or so where you really have to
Push yourself.
a wee bit. So there's still an element of giving a fuck. It's not just like, oh, I can breeze through it and just naturally,
Yeah.
you know. And it's one of those things, you know, you can eat supremely well outside of it and really feel the benefits, but you know, it's kind of tailored that they just say it run 3 times a week, so it doesn't have to be the same. You know, you don't have to do it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday each week. You can tailor it to your work.
Yeah,
Sometimes you have
your
shit to do.
Mhm.
But the thing I noticed about it, I can't remember if I've ever said this in WoodsTalk, was when I was doing HIIT sessions before our wedding, you know, they did the trick, no doubt. You know what I mean? Like the sort of the belly fat melted off, but you were wrecked the rest of the day from it.
Yeah,
Whereas
beat
you
you.
could do a run, get the shower, get an omelette, or you know, get a bit of dinner and eat, and you feel great then. So
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference. If you wanted to implement exercise into a busy schedule and
It's
not let
definitely-
shit fall by the wayside, absolutely,
Mhm.
for sure. Darren Doherty, how do you get a clown out of a tree?
It's a good question.
What-
With a water flosser.
water flosser, yeah, because he's got the thing on his flower.
Yeah.
So
you could,
I'm
like-
well, here, dickhead, we can retaliate.
Yeah, fight back. Take that clown. You know.
Do you know what I mean? Like a big super soaker water flosser.
Yeah.
Class, man.
Just a big one.
Hannah Woods, my sister, your sister-in-law. When are you buying Lisa a medal for putting up with you? Probably for Christmas.
Better be a nice medal.
Yeah, it'll be solid gold. Violin Mick of the String Ninjas, who you know.
I like.
Okay. Lisa, how do you cope with Rory's incessant pun gun?
Oh, that's a good one.
Which I assume is just my incessant use of puns, and that's not a metaphor for anything physical. Violin Mick, you dirty sod.
Yeah, you're pretty heavy on the puns,
Mm.
but then you're pretty like.
I'm just pretty.
That should be. Yeah, just pretty. I think that's your nature anyway. You're kind of jokey anyway, so
Yeah.
it kind of goes over
I
my
think
head a bit.
you just dry me out now.
Just zone it out, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, when like Homer and the Simpsons kind of like it goes to his brain. And he's got like one of those like
yeah,
monkeys with the wee symbols.
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the monkey's using a water flosser.
A water flosser instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like put the lips out like that. You know what I mean?
The wee cards.
let's see, I think we've got one more, and then that's us. Episode 50. Okay, Luke Gorman, who's also a member of the Patreon. Gorman Bates, I call him. Hopefully I'm not too late. What's happening, Rory and Lisa? We all know Rory's taste in movies, but what are Lisa's like? Favourite films and actors? Maybe not as keen on Scott Pilgrim as Rory. Also, does Lisa ever hear you recording the podcast and think, what the fuck is he on about now? Up at Wood-Tank Clan, the extra branch with Tom the Bear was killer. Much love. And Luke Gorman, who got his degree results recently.
Oh,
Did very well,
congrats.
God bless him. And he also works in Thompson's, mate. So he's getting us on for free. To celebrate more Lurgan champion.
Lurgan champion.
So yeah, what was the first question? What sort of films do you like?
I'm quite a horror buff.
You like the horror?
Basically, my favourite films are all by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, what?
Anything he does is amazing.
Yeah, so he's obviously Pan's Labyrinth,
And
Hellboy. Did 2 Hellboys?
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Yeah, big for me. So anything like that. Horror, when I say horror, new horror isn't fantastic, to be quite honest.
There's a lot of it too. Hey?
There is
like,
a lot of it. Like
some of it now sounds like Muppets titles, because remember we were going through Prime because we were looking for the original Friday the 13th. There's one Friday the 13th, like part 5. Jason Goes to London. And you're like, that sounds like Muppets Take Manhattan or something.
Is it not Takes Manhattan? No.
I don't know. It could be. There's definitely one about London, so he's very well travelled.
Yes.
Jason.
Yeah, and isn't there one like one of the Leprechaun films? Because there's like
all the Leprechaun films are on Prime. We watched the first one because Jennifer Aniston's in it, and there's like a Leprechaun 4 in space.
Yeah, in the Hood. It's not another one.
In the Hood as well. So DMX is probably another one. So you like all that. It's quite similar to me, bar a few notable exceptions. I.e. Big Trouble.
A lot of the Nolan stuff's quite good.
Yeah.
Like, good is, and it's always got an interesting plot.
Yeah.
Like there's always a bit of a,
Yeah.
you know, it's never going to be what you expect it to be, and the trailer is always really vague, so you're not even really sure what you're going to see. But
it gives you fuck all info.
Yeah.
But you're still so. I think it's just morbid curiosity. Go, I want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
But you like? I think like, in terms of your film taste, not to answer the question for you, but you don't really have the whole chick flick vibe. You don't really sway towards that. You're more like, can we watch Starship Troopers sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The kind of like whole, if it gets too cheesy in a film, it just kind of makes me cringe. Yeah, it's not my vibe. I'd rather watch if it's got a decent story and a kind of an interesting plot, something a bit different about it.
Yeah, and it's got breakfast in it because you obviously love breakfast. What about actors and actresses? Who stands out for you off the top of your head?
Oh, that's a good question. I think. I'm trying to think.
Do you find you're blank because you're on the podcast?
You're
I don't
you
know
just,
anybody if there's anything.
And then after all, they're like, "Oh, these people are great." You're gonna have to help me. I can't remember. Who did I watch?
Who do you like? Well, Michael B. Jordan. I like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he's good.
Downey Jr. Johnny Depp.
Let's be honest, Downey Jr.'s your.
I quite like him, but not just as Iron Man. What about I'm trying to think of the films that you like. You like DiCaprio.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much a big hitter,
Margot
isn't
Robbie.
he?
You like Margot Robbie? Do you?
Yeah. You're just listening like
I'm
Marvel and DC characters now.
No, I was thinking more Tarantino actually. No. You just like everybody. You like everybody.
Yeah, I don't really have a particular favourite actor or actress or anything.
Yeah.
You
just respect them for doing their wee craft.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, does Lisa ever hear you recording the podcast and think, what the fuck is he on about now?
All the time.
All the time.
Pretty much, yeah. So I'm like out of the room, obviously, because you do your thing, and obviously you need to kind of be as quiet and stuff, and like every so often I'll just hear like a yelp or like a and I'm like,
it's either like a yelp or it's a Bowie impression or me just randomly singing, because that's the thing I do now, is I sing quite a bit now despite not being able to. Yeah,
sometimes it's worrying because like you make a noise and I'm like, is he okay? Like should I go and check on him? Has he fallen or like
hurt my back again?
Or what's happened? And then usually I wait about a couple of minutes, and then if there's like another noise, I'm like, oh, he's good.
Yeah, I slipped on your ankle guard and broke my back.
So there's a few strange noises, but Yeah.
I do sing quite a bit these days, don't I?
You do. You do a lot of singing in the boy voice too, which is
Yeah.
interesting. If you've ever heard
I'm a
like
Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
that's on Barney Rubble you were working on last time.
What was it?
Barney Rubble from The Simpsons, remember?
Barney Rubble? What's it?
Not Barney Rubble. Barney Rubble's what do you call
Barney Rubble.
Flintstones, isn't it?
Flintstones, yeah.
Barney Gumble.
What we were talking about his film.
Yeah.
Don't cry for me. No, that's not. How do you do it? It's just like performance. Don't cry for me. I'm already dead. I'm out. It's getting there. Fuck up. I think that's us. You enjoyed your first time on the podcast?
I did. Thank you for having
Was
me
it
on
weird?
after.
Did you think it was weird?
It's a bit strange, yeah, when you're kind of but it's not, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good crack. Thank you very much for coming on. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And shout out to WoodsTalk being 50.
Yes.
And,
congrats.
Shout out to all the members of the Wood-Tang clan listening and watching. Hopefully you enjoy it and have a nice weekend. What they say? Well, today's Tuesday. We're recording quite early this week.
Yeah.
Have a safe weekend. 12th is this weekend, so be safe, enjoy yourself, and we will see you next time. It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me. So take it easy.
Ooh.
Water flossers.